Okay, Robbie here, Dodgy Garage Mobile DPF cleaning. This is a Land Rover Discovery Sport, and the lady owner has told me that the DPF is blocked. So on these cars, the dongle is always there, very well hidden away, but that's where that guy is. Then when we get inside the car, I've already switched it on and loaded up the information. Let me just put this screen down here. Okay, and I've already scanned through this vehicle, and incredibly it has no fault codes apart from this one here, which is something to do with the speakers, which is not what we're interested in today. And as I say, unbelievably, you know, these vehicles usually light up like a Christmas tree. And this one's got only 2 fault codes in the ECM, which is what we're interested in. And there you can see a code 2463, particular filter restriction. So we'll go in a moment and have a look there. The reason, sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry. Okay, where was I? It's just the lady owner of the vehicle came to speak to me. Either way, so she also mentioned that there's a hole in the exhaust somewhere, so we're going to have a look at that. But the knock sensor circuit, when that knock sensor circuit is not working properly, it switches off regeneration. Also, she's told me, and that's why you would have the diesel particulate filter soot accumulation. But what she's also said is that hole in the exhaust before the filter, that's definitely going to block up the filter, because it doesn't have the exhaust gas flow through the filter, the heat going through, and it's unable to clear itself. So we'll have a look at that in a moment underneath. But for now, what we're going to do is we are going to go into data stream, and then we're going to be looking for the exhaust gas pressure sensor. Okay, I've got there you can see 267 modules to go through. Let me just pause you for a moment and then find what I'm looking for, which happens to be there. Particular filter differential pressure is, so we want to look at that, and we're going to change that guy there to millibars. So engine off, ignition on, engine off. We're at 0 millibars. Let's have a look. Let's start her up. Okay, and at startup we're at 30 millibars of pressure. We want that between 0 and 10. Now I do know on these Land Rovers they usually run around about 12 millibars. So I expect to see it. Best would be to be 0 millibars, because it runs in increments of 10. So anything below 10 would be at 0, and above 10 would be at 10. Above 10 and less than 20. So yeah, it's a bit blocked up. Next stop is underneath the vehicle, and we need to look at the hole in the exhaust. Okay, so we're underneath, and here is the AdBlue injector. So we're going to be opening up this guy here, and I can see that there's a bit of soot around. Let me get the light in the way there so you can see. I can see that there's a bit of soot around this injector. That may be the reason why the lady says that there's something is leaking somewhere. So we'll have a look at that. But in the meantime, we've got to just take this cross member off. Go in underneath here. Oh man, it's tight underneath here. Just take that off. Next thing is I'll show you what it looks like. We'll take that injector out and have a look. Okay, so here you see the injector's now out, and that injector is badly crystallized up with AdBlue rubbish. So I'm going to clean that up. Just use a pick to clean that all up, and a rag. So I'll get that clean. I'll show you in a moment. Okay, so there we have it. It is now clean. See if we can focus in on that. So that's now clean. Next thing is to get the fluid in through the portal here. This is where the AdBlue injects into the DPF, and we put the fluid in through there. Let's get it in and get this thing going. Okay, so here we are. Okay, it's dark now. I don't have my torch on. Okay, all the chemicals are now inside this DPF. I'll show you what it looks like at the back. Okay, so these guys don't put out too much foam out the exhaust. Some cars do, some cars don't. But there's only a little bit of stuff there. So in a moment, we'll start it up and get it hot. But for now, we've just got to close up everything underneath again. Right, let's get on with it. Okay, so the injector is back in place, and I always use a little bit of copper slip just to keep everything all nice and lubricated. And yes, I'll be putting copper slip on all of these bolts that go back onto the cross member that bolts in here. So I know it's over the top, but that's what I do. Okay, so that's it. The cross member's back in, all nice and tight. Jeez, it's a bit tight in here. So either way, it's back in. We're all good. We're done underneath here, and now we just got to wait for 15 minutes to pass before we start the engine up and get it hot and see what that pressure drops down to. So always looking to pull a rabbit out of the hat, so let's wait and see. Okay, so I brought up some interesting information here. Diesel particulate filter percentage maximum soot load inferred open loop. So it says that it's at 103%. Remaining volume is 0. It's full. Soot concentration is at 46.9 grams. Typically you want that below 6. Then distance since diagnostic trouble codes have been cleared, 37 kilometers. The lady tells me she has her own OBD scanner, and she just clears the codes there. So that's what's happening there. However, the next one down says distance since diesel particulate filter regeneration, 202 kilometers. So this vehicle is still trying to do regenerations despite the fact that the knock sensor is faulty. Distance since malfunction indicator lamp was activated, again 37 kilometers. So when it comes on, she just clears the codes. So the next things that we're going to be interested in is the engine coolant temperature. We're going to bring the vehicle up to temperature, so we want to see that at around 88, I think. And then we're going to be keeping an eye on the exhaust gas temperatures, because we want to see the exhaust getting hot. And then obviously particular filter, the pressure inside the DPF, that's initially going to go quite high because I've just put the chemicals in, and everything's all loosened up in there, getting ready to be burnt off. So we are now at time. It is 10:15. Let's start her up, and there we go. We're now 250 millibars, 310, 330, 380 at idle 400. Okay, so let's bring up the graph, rev her up a bit, and we want to see that starting to drop. So I'm going to get this car to 2,500, 490 millibar, 500 millibar, try and keep it at 2.5. There's quite a lot of stuff coming out of the exhaust now, I can see in the rearview mirror. So at these revs we want to typically, and this car now keeps on revving up by itself, typically we want to see the pressure between 40 and 80. Okay, so we just got to wait, give it some time. Okay, so we still at 120 millibars at 2,500. Let's go back, which is a bit higher. We want that between 40 and 80, so it's holding pressure. Let's wait and see. What we are looking for here is to see these temperatures come up, which they are doing. Engine coolant temperature, we're still cold. Got to wait for that to come up to around 80. And I haven't told the vehicle that it's got a new DPF yet. So yes, it's still got all its percentages very high. I don't do that until such time as the vehicle is cleared out properly. We're now at 110. So it is still coming down slowly, but we'll wait and see. Okay, and while we are waiting for the engine, see the engine coolant temperature there, still at 51, and 49 is the second one. While that's all happening, we're going to go to, don't know, I've got to common special functions. To find what I'm looking for. Okay, so there we have diesel particulate filter replacement. I'm just going to turn the ignition off. Engine off, ignition on. There we go. It's going to reset everything. Ignition on, yes. This routine is required when a diesel particulate filter is replaced. Okay. So set the ignition switch to on. It is. Next procedure will be carried out to carry out a complete vehicle diagnostic trouble code clear. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Okay, so we've got to wait for 40 seconds. Okay, set ignition switch to off. It's off. Just got to wait for it to do its thing. Okay, set the ignition switch to on again. There we go, we're on. Control module procedure completed successfully. So we'll go back and have a look and see that everything is reset to 0. Okay, and we're back to the screen where I've pulled up all the information. Okay, so that diesel particulate filter soot concentration, it is climbing slightly there. You would expect it to climb, and you want that typically below 6 grams. We're at 0.6, 0.7. Okay, engine coolant, we're now at 77. Engine revs there, we're at 2.6. The exhaust temperatures are coming up, and just below 3,000 revs, or at 2.6. The pressure is now 40 millibars. Typically you want that between 40 and 80. And at idle, we're at 0. My God, that means we're between 0 and 10, so it's 0 to 10. It's just gone to 10, so that would indicate to me that yes, we're at about a 10 or 11, 10, 11, 12 millibars of pressure, and that's where you find these vehicles typically. So that I'm very pleased with that. That's a perfect result. That's fantastic. Happy Land Rover, happy days. Everything's reset. We're good to go. And that's it. See you in the next one.